Are you ready to learn how to use ChatGPT to create content as a virtual assistant? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lai Lacaba. I run a virtual assistant company here in the Philippines called 2XU, and I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, so make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, as a content creator, ChatGPT has been a game changer in a lot of the different ways that I not just do a lot of the content, but also in my business. And this is basically part of a series where I'm breaking down for the different tasks that you're doing when it comes to working with your clients as a virtual assistant, of like different prompts that you can use or different ways that you can use ChatGPT. Now, if you've never seen ChatGPT before, this is basically what it looks like. So basically you just have a typical, this is it, and then you just start writing your messages here. So as you can see, I don't have the paid ChatGPT, and I did it on purpose because I don't want you guys to have to upgrade if you don't need to just yet. So I'm gonna walk you through different processes or different ways that you can use ChatGPT for content creation. Now, I'm only going to sample some of the first few prompts. However, I do have a bunch of prompts that my company is releasing soon. It is called the 2XU AI Prompt Assistant. So it's basically a collection of all of the prompts that our executive assistants have been using in the last couple of months, basically since ChatGPT came out. And you can see we have a section right here on content/marketing. So we're going to go through a lot of that today. If you guys want access to this, go ahead and click the link below. You're either going to be on the waitlist, or you might be able to just buy the product right off the bat, depending on when you're watching this video. Now, one of the first ways that I always recommend that you start yourself up when you're on ChatGPT is introducing yourself. So this thread knows what the purpose is, who they're supposed to be, what they're helping you with. So there's that clarity right off the bat. So I learned this from one of my friends, Chef Hunter. He has this whole course on building an AI persona, and basically I'm just gonna give you guys a very short version of it, of just introducing yourself. For example, I'll write in, I am a content creator for educating virtual assistants how to get started online, and I need your help planning and generating content. So it's just that you're gonna give like a background about you. So for example, if who you are, so let's say that you are a virtual assistant for an author, you're a virtual assistant for a coach. So then you'll say, hey, I'm a virtual assistant for this business coach. I'm creating content for them, and I need your help in generating content or strategizing content, whatever you wanted to use it for. So this first part, I just wanted to give you guys as a background, because then one of the first things that you can use ChatGPT for is generating a content calendar. So based on what you've told it. So here right off the bat, we have like, hey, I'd be happy to help you with content planning, identify target audience, defining the learning objectives, blah, blah, blah. So then you can give it, again, you have to make sure that you kind of add your own details so it knows what to give you. So as an example, I'll say, we create content for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. If you guys aren't following me on there, you really need to. So I basically gave it a lot of information about what I'm currently doing, so you can customize based on that. So for example, I put in, we create content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and basically repurpose that from the main YouTube video that I put out on Sundays. So then I asked it, can you create a weekly content calendar we can follow where and how often to post? So I just clicked on that. So then it can start creating that weekly content calendar for you. So if you're struggling to figure out what would be a really good content calendar for your client, ChatGPT can help write that up for you. So you can already see, share a 1-minute highlight clip of the Sunday video on YouTube and Instagram. Yay, we're already doing that. Post a TikTok video related to the topic of the Sunday YouTube video. I should probably be doing that. So then again, it created this whole thing of based on what I gave it on like the different platforms that I'm on, and of course what it knows from the platforms, it gave me what are the best days that I can post and also how often to post on those platforms. Next, which is pretty cool, is you can ask ChatGPT to create a year's worth of content. What I mean by that is breaking it down to a couple things. So then I'll ask, can you give me 12, so that's 12 months of content, 12 main problems people face when becoming a VA or being a VA. So then that is 12 months of content for yourself, or for your client as you're working with them. So it becomes this big theme that you have month per month. So for example, right there, number one is difficulty in finding clients. So that could be the theme that you have over the month of January if you're starting right off in January. So for right now it's April, so this could be like I'm creating already years worth of content from that. Because then, okay, we already have this 12 months, right? I can ask, can you break down to 4 topics each, how to solve it, or best practices. So then this is your weekly content. That's basically what it is. You broke it down from like the 12 months into your weekly content. So for example, on the finding clients one, we have create a professional website. So basically that's a video on like how to create a professional website and social media presence to attract clients. It could be how to network with other virtual assistants in the industry. So then that already is a topic week by week that you can create. And if you want a little bit more of a detailed of it, so this just gave you 4, you can keep asking ChatGPT, can you keep going? Can you keep going for the other issues, so that it'll keep generating based on the answer that it had above. So that's kind of just the cool thing about it, is then you already have that year's worth of content month by month, week by week. If you guys want to be more weekly, then you can ask it like, hey, can you integrate this into the content calendar you created above? And can you integrate this with the content calendar you made before? Start with number 1. Kind of grabbing what number 1 was, finding clients. Each 4 topics is a weekly content. And that's basically it. And then now you have, again, more of things to add into your content calendar from the week's worth of content prompt from ChatGPT. Another way that you can use ChatGPT is in creating your content strategy, which honestly, this is what it's doing right now. As I just asked it to break it down week by week, what that should look like, it already gave me that. So then you can ask further, like, can you create the content strategy out of this? Then there you go. Again, it's creating that content strategy already for you. You don't have to start from scratch. You don't have to research a lot. You basically just now have to customize it to what makes sense to you and your client. So then you guys can use this moving forward. So you can see content type, the weekly themes, the posting schedule, content examples. It's already writing it all down for you. Now, the last live prompt that I'll show you guys is how to use ChatGPT when it comes to creating YouTube scripts, just like this one, or just as an outline for a blog post. So then I can ask it from the last one that it spotted out, finding clients as a virtual assistant, joining job boards and freelance marketplaces. Create a bullet point YouTube script for finding clients as a virtual assistant. And then it will create just that. And it doesn't have to be a YouTube video. Again, it can be an outline for a blog post that you want to create, and then you're just filling in the blanks, whatever that looks like for you. Because then the next thing that ChatGPT can do for you is writing blog posts. This could be something that you can ask it to write it from scratch or from the outline that it's just created for you. So as a bonus, just because we're already here, create a blog post based on above. There you go. And then it will create that as a blog post. So you can ask it for, formatting. You can ask like, hey, can you write it in this, blog format where it's an intro, step by step, so on and so forth. But it is now legitly creating a blog post that I can go into, add my own voice, add my examples, add my own video, so then I could post this onto my website if I wanted to. That's kind of one of the cool things with ChatGPT. Now, other ways you can use ChatGPT for content creation is then repurposing that content for other platforms. So what I mean by that, for example, that blog post that I just wrote out, I can ask you like, hey, can you write this as an Instagram caption? Or hey, what would be caption? Or hey, what would be graphics that I can create for a Instagram carousel? What should be in it? Or I could ask it like, hey, can you rewrite this as a LinkedIn post? Or as a Twitter thread. So from just that one big major piece of content you now have, ChatGPT can break it down to work with the different platforms that you're working with, and it just already rewrites it again from the content that it already created. Now, if you want to repurpose it from old content, you can just paste the content you already have. So as a really good example, I'll get a transcription from one of my YouTube videos. It already has content in it, throw it into ChatGPT, clean it up first, of course, throw it into ChatGPT and ask it to repurpose it for the different platforms. So it's just one of the quicker ways that you can get content really ready for you along the different tools or channels that you are in. Next is, of course, ChatGPT can help you when it comes to rewriting your content, especially if you're trying to rewrite it in a different voice. So what I mean by this is sometimes, you already had a piece of content you already created, but that was like 2 years ago and you want to revamp it, you want to add a little bit of spice. So you can grab that same blog post and throw it to ChatGPT and ask it, hey, can you make this sound more professional? Can you make this sound more joyful? Can you make this sound, funny? Can you add jokes into it? And it will rewrite that whole blog post or that caption to what you asked it to do. So it's a pretty nifty tool to, again, repurpose content over and over again without sounding too repetitive for your audience. Next thing that ChatGPT can do for content creation is creating a newsletter series. So as a really good example, one of the things that we created in 2XU is a 14-day series for our clients of like, hey, these are different ways that you can work with a virtual assistant. It walks you through step-by-step different tips that we've learned in the last 3.5 years of having 2XU and how they can work with their assistant. So then we asked ChatGPT to write that out. And then, of course, actually asked it to write each and every single email that is suggested. And of course, we rewrote it to match our voice and who we are. But then it was, not us starting from scratch. It was already there. ChatGPT just gave us the first draft that we can then edit. Next is you can ask ChatGPT to get optimization strategies. So just like earlier when I asked it like, hey, this is currently what we're doing. One of the things I can ask you like, hey, what can we be doing better? What could we be doing so our content gets seen or gets more engagement? And then asking it like, hey, if you were us, what would be something cool that you would add to our content strategy? And as a bonus side tip for you guys is you can ask it to create a system for you based off of maybe a famous marketer that you follow. So let's say that you follow people like Seth Godin or Vanessa Lau, and they give a lot of advice online. It's available. Like, hey, can you write this as if you were Seth Godin? And then it will write out that strategy for you and create it as if you were getting a free consultancy from your favorite marketers already. And lastly, one of the biggest things that ChatGPT can help you with when it comes to content creation as a virtual assistant is creating processes. Now, this is something that as you create a ton, it's going to be really important that you document how you're creating the content, how you're posting it, how often, documenting what the content calendar looks like. And ChatGPT can help you a lot with that because you can simply just ask it like, hey, can you give me a process of how, we can repurpose this one YouTube video that we have across multiple platforms? And just like how it broke down that content calendar week by week based off of the platforms that I'm using, it will create something for you exactly like that. So it's a really good way to streamline what it is that you're currently working on, what it is that you're doing, and making it an easier process for you and your client to document your tasks, processes, or projects. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what else or what other prompts do you guys want me to give you or to walk you through on how to use ChatGPT. I would love to know. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home, which you guys can check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!